We are less than 24 hours away from WrestleMania. And to be honest, guys, I am very, very excited for WrestleMania. I know the booking hasn't been great, but in my honest opinion, I'm gonna say this straight up. If you're not excited, if you're a wrestling fan and you're not excited for WrestleMania, you shouldn't be watching. You shouldn't be watching. That is just my honest opinion. If you're not excited for WrestleMania, you really shouldn't be watching. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. And yes, we may get pissed off at the end of the show, but I'm a fan, and I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. We've got 16 matches on the card, and WrestleMania is scheduled to be 8 hours long. I guess I am lucky I have some drink and some food waiting for me for tomorrow. Got a drink with me now because this is going to be a very long video, considering that I'll be talking about 16 matches and giving my thoughts on all of them. So we're going to start off with the pre-show first. We're going to start with the pre-show, and then we're going to start from the bottom upwards. We got the pre-show. We're going to be talking about the pre-show first. Buddy Murphy defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Tony Nese. You know, I am very sick and tired of WWE putting the Cruiserweights on the pre-show. This is a good example. This is a good example of why. This is the best example of why that people don't watch 205. This is the best example of why people don't watch it. Because you keep bumping them to the pre-show. How are people supposed to know how good Buddy Murphy is? And how good Tony Nese is? This match should be on the main card. This match should be on the main card. I'm sick and tired of the Cruiserweights getting overlooked. Especially Buddy Murphy. I think this is going to be a great match. This is going to be a good match because the Cruiserweights always deliver good matches. And I see Buddy Murphy. I want Buddy Murphy to retain Cruiserweight Championship. I want him to defeat Tony Nese. Sorry, my nose is a bit itchy. I want Buddy Murphy to defeat Tony Nese and become the longest reigning Cruiserweight Champion, surpassing Neville, aka Pac, or Pac, surpassing his reign. We've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is the one match of the year that nobody cares about. We've got Braun Strowman, Michael Chi, and Colin Jost, the two people from Saturday Night Live, who don't even belong in this match. Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal, No Way Jose, Bobby Roode. Last year, Bobby Roode goes from competing in a fatal four-way for the United States Championship, because that's where he was at WrestleMania last year, in a fatal four-way for the United States Championship, to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. How the mighty have fallen. Chad Gable, Kalisto, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, Rhino, Connor and Victor, Andrade Cien Almas, Mustafa Ali. I am so pissed off they changed Mustafa Ali's name, by the way, to just Ali. Shelton Benjamin, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Guarantee you they're going to be the first two guys eliminated because they're not re-signing with WWE. Matt and Jeff Hardy, who I do not understand why they're in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They should be in that SmackDown Tag Team title match. And the three newcomers of NXT, the three NXT call-ups that were in January, by the way, Otis and Tucker and EC3. So what was the point in calling these guys up if you're just going to put them in the Battle Royal? You know, when I look at this Battle Royal, I see I see a few potential winners. I see EC3 as a potential winner. I look at Ali, or Mustafa Ali. Sorry, I don't want to call him by the name they have him now. Mustafa Ali, Andrade Cien Almas. I want to look at Bobby Roode as a winner, but because of how far they've buried him, he's probably not really anything but a favorite to win. And obviously you've got Braun Strowman. So, I am going to... The obvious people we don't want to see win is obviously Michael Chi and Colin Jost, because having them win will be the biggest disgrace to WrestleMania and the Andre the Giant Memorial. So, you know, for the Battle Royals, I'm going to have multiple picks. I think for the Battle Royals, it's fair that we should be allowed to have multiple picks. So in that way, you know, maybe one of the people we pick could win. I'm going to be predicting Braun Strowman to win. I'm going to be predicting Braun Strowman, Andrade, Mustafa Ali, and EC3. Those are the 4 people I'm going to be predicting to win the Andre the Giant Memorial. Women's Battle Royal. Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal. And by the way, I did hear on the Hall of Fame that I think it was just teased or just something they mentioned about China naming the Battle Royal after China, the China Memorial Battle Royal. I feel like that seems like a good idea. Whoever said that, to me, I think it was DX during their Hall of Fame ceremony. I don't watch the Hall of Fame, by the way. I didn't watch it. So, I just heard about it. And, you know what? Naming the Battle Royal after China, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. So, we've got Dana Brooke, Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Zelina Vega, and Nikki Cross. I've heard multiple things about this match. I've heard one person say that Alexa Bliss could put herself in this Battle Royal. And first and foremost, why would you do that? And more importantly, why would WWE even do that? This is on the pre-show. Putting Alexa Bliss in a pointless Battle Royal is just pointless and dumb. And more importantly, they've got her as the host of WrestleMania. And also, if Alexa Bliss does win, people will look at this as favoritism. People will look at it as clear-cut favoritism. One of WWE's favorites. Of course, one of WWE's favorites had to win. So I'd say no. I want to keep Alexa Bliss out of this. I don't want Alexa Bliss in this Battle Royal. I love Alexa Bliss. I don't want to see her thrusted into this damn thing. The other thing I've heard is that Lacey Evans could participate in this Battle Royal. And I would not be surprised if whoever actually wins this Battle Royal is still in the ring, and then Lacey Evans just walks down and then just gets in the ring and then just throws whoever last in is out of the ring. I would not be surprised if Lacey Evans did come in, did just walk down, did her usual walk down, and then, but without her music, and then she just tosses out whoever's there. I would not be surprised they did that with Lacey Evans either. So Lacey Evans, that's something I would not mind, because Lacey Evans is the new girl, and this is how you should be treating your new fresh blood. You should be giving your fresh blood big victories like this. So, my potential winners. Who am I picking to win these Battle Royals? I see 3. Get that? I see 3. EC3. Sorry. I see 3 potential winners. And my 3 potential winners are Ruby Riott, Asuka, and Mandy Rose. If Lacey Evans gets thrown in there, I'll add Lacey Evans too. Because Lacey Evans, I would not be surprised. So those are my 3 winners. Ruby, Asuka, and Mandy. So, now we've got the Battle Royals out of the way, let's get back to the main card, and let's start from the bottom and work our way up. We've got the match that was announced yesterday, the Revival to defend their Raw Tag Team Championships against Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Now, I already know how I know how people are going to feel about this. And in my opinion, and this is just me speaking from the heart as a fan, people are complaining about how the Revival are being booked. It's the Revival's own fault. Do you want to know why it's the Revival's own fault? I want to get my camera a little closer here. Do you want to know why it's the Revival's fault? Do you want to know why it's their own fault for the reasons that have been happening to them? Because apparently they were at live events and they were taking photos with fans wearing the All Elite Wrestling t-shirt. So, it's clear that the Revival want out of WWE, and all of last year, and this is where the things get a little bit even more confusing and annoying to someone like me. I'm a fan of the Revival. I like the Revival, but when I look at this, and I look at the Revival from last year, all the Revival were doing last year on Twitter, bitching, whining, complaining, moaning and groaning and how they should be Raw Tag Team Champions. That's all they were doing. Every time they got a title shot, they get screwed. And then they would come on Twitter and they would whine and they would cry, we're the best tag team and we're the best tag team. You know, they would cry and whine and bitch and moan all on social media that they're not the Raw Tag Team Champions. And then they finally get what they deserve. They get what they've been begging for. And this is the treatment you're going to give? This is the treatment you're just going to say, yeah, you put the belts on us, but we're gonna take photos with people with All Elite Wrestling shirts on? I feel like the whining and crying was all for nothing. So the Revival, if the Revival end up losing to Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder tonight, don't blame WWE, don't blame WWE Creative. The only people you should be blaming, it's Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, because it's their own fault. They put themselves in this position. Yes, I'm going to be predicting Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. Because Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, they deserve that. Like, I may have said on my Raw review, they don't really deserve it because they didn't earn a title shot. Johnny Gargano didn't earn his, and Matt Riddle didn't earn his in NXT. I'm a fair guy. I'm a fair guy. I speak of who deserves a title shot, who doesn't. Yes, Kurt and Zack did nothing to get a Raw Tag Team title shot, which is a lot of people's complaints nowadays. But they're going to be doing this just to give them a WrestleMania moment, and I think that's going to be, and I definitely see that being a possibility. I see Kurt Hawkins getting the pin because he's losing, because he's going to be the one that scores. I believe Kurt Hawkins is going to be the one that's going to score the pin to end his losing streak, and Hawkins and Ryder, the Major Brothers, are going to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. So that's my prediction. We got another tag team match to talk about here. We got the Usos defending the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships against Ricochet, Aleister Black, The Bar, and Naka Rusev. Yes, I said Naka Rusev. That's just my way of saying the team of Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. You know, I think this match has the potential to be a good one. This match has potential. Look at the people that are in this match. The Usos, Ricochet, and Black, they're fantastic competitors. The Bar are not too shabby themselves. Rusev and Nakamura, it's explanatory. They're fantastic competitors as well. So this tag team match has potential to be a good show. And people say this is going to be an 8-hour snooze fest. Yeah, for someone, if you're a person that just doesn't give a shit, then yeah, you would say that. But I think this match has potential to be a show stealer. This one has potential. Now I'm gonna go through each individual team, and I'm gonna talk about if they deserve to be tag team champions or not. We're gonna talk about Aleister Black and Ricochet first. And yes, I like saying his names like that. Ricochet. I like saying his name like that. We all know... obviously, I'm going to say, yes, obviously Ricochet and Aleister Black, they do deserve to win this match because of obvious reasons. They're from NXT. They're now officially main roster blood. They're now main roster blood because their last match was at NXT TakeOver yesterday. So they're now officially main roster blood. I've heard some people say that they're not a fan of them being a tag team. I honestly am a big fan of these two guys as a tag team. I'm a big fan of it. I actually really like these two as a tag team. It's a good mix of styles. You got Aleister Black, the hard hitter, and Ricochet, the high flyer. I feel like that's a great pairing. Sure, some people may say they're better off as singles competitors, but I feel like they're going to have them as a tag team just to keep the tag team divisions, at least at a good level. So yes, I think Aleister Black and Ricochet winning on the grandest stage of them all, winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, is definitely a good way to debut them at WrestleMania. The Bar's had their time. I enjoy the Bar. I enjoy the Bar. I think they're an entertaining tag team. But to be honest, they've had their time. Sheamus is getting older. I feel like Sheamus is winding down his career now, and I think it's time for the Bar to break up. I think the Bar needs to break up. I think Cesaro needs to branch out on his own. Hell, have them break up through the Superstar Shakeup. Have Sheamus on Monday Night Raw and keep Cesaro on SmackDown Live. Break these guys up. I think it's time for the Bar to break up. Cesaro has so much potential to be a singles guy. And Sheamus, I want to see Sheamus at least have one more singles run before he, retires. I feel like the Bar need to break up, and they need to branch out on their own. That's one team I'd probably break up. And then finally, we're going to talk about the team of Nakamura and Rusev. These guys are the dark horses. These guys are the dark horses in this match because no one's going to expect these two guys to win. At least Nakamura is not on the pre-show and he's not competing in the Battle Royal. So he hasn't fallen as hard as people say he has. Yes, he was Royal Rumble winner last year and competing for the WWE Championship, but he's still competing for a championship this year. So at least competing for a championship is at least okay. At least that's okay. So, like I said, Nakamura and Rusev, they're the wild horses. A lot of people are expecting them to be the team that's going to be eating the pinfall to whoever wins this match. And honestly, I think that's going to be the case. And in my opinion, this team is a dark horse. Like, any one of these four good teams could walk away with the victory. Can you imagine if Rusev and Nakamura win the tag team titles at WrestleMania? How shocked a lot of the fan base will be shocked. The fan base will be shocked because everyone will look at these two guys as the tag team that's going to take the pinfall. So don't count out Nakamura and Rusev. They have the potential to be good tag team champions. They have potential to be good tag team champions, and they have potential to actually win this match. Any of these four teams are a good choice to win this match. And as for the Usos, well, it's unexplanatory. They're the tag team champions. I feel like I kind of want the Usos to lose because I really want them on Monday Night Raw. I really want to see them on Monday Night Raw now. Them being on SmackDown Live, it's been long overdue for them to head over to Monday Night Raw, take on some of the teams on Raw. And if the Usos and the Revival do end up losing their respective matches, what a great trade it would be. The Usos to Raw, the Revival to SmackDown. That would be a really cool trade for the Superstar Shakeup. So my prediction, I'm going to be predicting the team of Ricochet and Aleister Black to win this match. Finally, guys, we're going to talk about the final tag team match on this show. I apologize, my nose is very itchy. And that is the Boston Hug Connection to defend their women's tag team championships against the team of Beth Phoenix and Natalya, Nia Jax and Tamina, and the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I don't think you people need to ask me who am I going to be predicting to win this match. Of course, I'm going to be saying the Iconics to win this match because bloody oath they deserve it. I don't care if I've heard stories that WWE want to kick the belts on the Boston Hug Connection all the way to SummerSlam and have them versus Trish Stratus and Lita. I mean, what a waste. What a waste of time. Do you really want to have the Boston Hug Connection go on an 8... I think August is 8 months. Yeah, something like that. Just to have this lengthy run just to lose to Trish Stratus and Lita? I don't think so. I don't think that's fair at all. There are so many other good... and also, I know I said that the women's tag team titles, I think people should have given it a fair chance. But if you're just going to bring back part-time wrestlers or people from the past to come back just to compete for these belts, then you know this was the wrong time to bring these belts in. Also, I heard stories that Sasha Banks and Bayley were annoying Vince McMahon, nagging Vince McMahon to bring in women's tag team titles. Oh, we're ready for women's tag team titles. We're ready. Well, I think this is blowing up in their face, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to be picking the Iconics to win, because no one is expecting the Iconics to win, and I want my girls from the land down under to come home with the gold. That is my prediction. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Oh boy, I really want to talk about this match because this is funny. This match is the, oh my god, let's all feel bad match. Because all I've constantly heard from this fan base, all I've heard is, oh my god, Drew McIntyre is going to get buried. WrestleMania is going to be the death nail of the career of Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns is going to bury him. It's all over for Drew McIntyre. His career is going to go down into shambles after tonight. How many losses has Drew McIntyre had on the main roster? 3? 2? What makes you think... What makes these idiotic fans believe that Drew McIntyre is going to get buried at WrestleMania? These two have the potential to put on an unbelievable match. I think all of these matches have potential. Outside of the women's tag team title match, maybe the women's tag team title match may give us a decent showing, but not at the levels of, oh my god, that was amazing. They have potential to give us a decent match, but these two have potential to really give us a really good match. You guys don't know. Drew McIntyre could Claymore. Drew McIntyre could Claymore and defeat Roman Reigns. What makes you people think Drew McIntyre is going to get buried? Why would Vince McMahon go through all the hard work that he has done with Drew McIntyre all of last year? Why would Vince build up Drew McIntyre and protect him so much over the past 11 months just to bury him to Roman Reigns? What makes you people think that? And no, it's not because of the leukemia. The leukemia is not fake. To all the people that think that. It's in remission. Google search remission. Instead of thinking, oh my god, everything is so bad, it's Roman Reigns shoved down our throats, Roman Reigns agenda, blah 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 blah. Why don't you guys use your freaking brain for once? Drew McIntyre is not going to get buried. They're going to give us a great match, and Drew McIntyre is going to lose. Drew McIntyre is going to lose, but he's not going to lose in the way that he will be buried. He will look strong in defeat. Guarantee it. Guaranteed Drew McIntyre will look strong in defeat. So yes, I'm predicting Roman Reigns to get the victory over Drew McIntyre in a good match, and Drew McIntyre looking good in defeat. Bobby Lashley defending the Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor, aka Demon Finn Balor. Let me get a sip of my drink. Lovely. Finn Balor's gonna win this. Finn Balor's gonna win this. And I've heard people complain about how Finn should have used the Demon against Brock Lesnar. Okay. You know what? I'll take your guys' word. Let's see what would have happened if Finn Balor did use the Demon on Brock Lesnar. Do you know what would have happened? The exact same thing would have happened. Brock Lesnar would have defeated Finn Balor as the Demon the same way that we saw it happen at the Royal Rumble. You wanted Finn to lose his undefeated streak to Brock Lesnar? So if you guys did get what you want, you'd still be frustrated. You'd still be angry, even if you did get what you want, because Brock Lesnar would have still ended up beating Finn Balor if he did use the Demon. In my opinion, it actually makes more sense and yes, I know it's painful for me to say this, but this is just to share my honest thoughts on this. In my opinion, it makes more sense for Finn Balor to use the Demon on Bobby Lashley than on Brock Lesnar. Because they've been feuding for like 2 months. Lashley and Finn have been feuding for 2 months. Yes, the feud's been trash, but it makes sense for him to use it. I'm sorry to break your hearts, but it makes sense for him to use it. On Bobby Lashley. Not on Brock Lesnar. If he did use it on Brock Lesnar, same thing would have happened. Guaranteed. So, I'm predicting Finn Balor to win and to become Intercontinental Champion once again. Samoa Joe to defend the United States Championship against Rey Mysterio. Now, I've heard stories that this match may not happen because Rey Mysterio is currently injured. He's currently dealing with an ankle injury. Now, that is very, very bad for someone like Rey Mysterio, who has been prepared to have a big match at WrestleMania, and it would absolutely suck for you to get injured right before WrestleMania. That would really suck. So, if Rey Mysterio doesn't make it, you know what I would do? This is what I would do. Now, to all the people that are hoping John Cena appears and takes Baron Corbin's place, I'm sorry to break your hearts. I have heard stories about John Cena being at WrestleMania, but I've heard it has nothing to do with the Kurt Angle Baron Corbin match. These are just the things that I've heard, and I don't do news reports, by the way. I take these reports with a grain of salt. Don't take reports so literally. So I've heard stories that John Cena is going to be at WrestleMania, but it's got nothing to do with Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin. So you know what I would do? If Rey Mysterio is injured, you could do John Cena versus Samoa Joe for the United States Championship. Or I've heard stories, this is another thing I've heard. I've also heard that Lars Sullivan I've heard that they're nearly ready to bring him. So, if Rey Mysterio doesn't make it, why not have Lars Sullivan make his WrestleMania debut against Samoa Joe for the United States Championship? That could be another good match. Or, I've got one more for you guys. Or, if Rey Mysterio doesn't make it, why not put Kevin Owens in the ring with Samoa Joe for the United States Championship? Because Kevin Owens has got nothing to do. You got 3 potential ideas if Rey Mysterio is unavailable for WrestleMania. You got 3 potential ideas, and I would pick one of those 3. I wouldn't do anything else. One of those 3 options is best suited for Samoa Joe if Rey Mysterio does not make it to WrestleMania. But if Rey Mysterio does make it, then he makes it. So I'm predicting Samoa Joe to win out of all those 3 scenarios that I just said, and Rey Mysterio. So Samoa Joe, I feel like he should retain the United States Championship and keep on to it, because I feel like he could be one of the best United States champions that this company could ever produce and could ever book. Yes, Samoa Joe's been booked poorly since he's won the championship, but they've got potential. They've got potential with him. Do good with him. Don't do bad. Holy cow, man. Holy cow. Holy crap, I'm 30 minutes in and we've still got a lot to do. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I'm obviously going to be picking my boy Randy Orton to win, because I really want to see AJ Styles move over to Monday Night Raw. It's about time. It's about time AJ Styles moves over to Raw. That's all I'm going to say about that. I guess I'll speed through some of the others. We got Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Honestly, The Miz as a babyface, he's done a decent job as a face, but I'm not a fan of this whole Shane McMahon hurt my dad thing. I feel like the story would have done, but like, this is how I would have booked Miz and Shane McMahon's feud. I would have had Shane McMahon do something to Maurice. Having Shane McMahon do something to Maurice would have made more sense than the Miz's dad. You could have had Shane McMahon put his hands on her. You could have had Shane McMahon do the exact same thing that he did to his dad, just like the same thing you could have done it with Maurice. So, the Miz being angry at Shane for putting his hands on his dad, to me this sounds really dumb. I think it should have been Maurice in this position. I understand why though, because I understand why they're doing the Miz's dad. So, I understand why they're doing it though. So, don't get me wrong. I understand why they're doing it though. Because of the whole story of Miz's dad's never been proud of it. So, I get that. But I really wish Maurice was in this story as well. I'm going to be predicting Miz to win. Because when it comes to a McMahon, they always lose on the grandest stage of them all. So, I'm going to be predicting... Oh, sorry. Shane won last year. I'm sorry. But... Miz, I'm still going to be predicting Miz to beat Shane O'Mac. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. This match is easily going to be the worst match of the night. I'm going to be predicting Baron Corbin to win. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't see this match changing. I just don't see this match changing. I just don't see it. Because I told you guys earlier that John Cena has been reported to be at WrestleMania, but it has nothing to do with the Kurt Angle Baron Corbin match. I'm sorry. These are just the things that I've heard. These are just what I've heard. And yes, I do know about John Cena being at the Hall of Fame, and the crowd were chanting "Face Kurt Angle," and "Face Kurt Angle." I did hear about that as well. So, knowing Vince McMahon, he won't do anything about it. But if this man, but if they do change it, then there'll be some kind of miracle. There'll be some kind of miracle. I'll tell you that. But it'll be a miracle if Vince McMahon changes this match. So for now, I'm going to be sticking to Baron Corbin. Because I just don't see them changing. Triple H versus Batista in a no-holds-barred match. And if Triple H is defeated, he must retire from in-ring competition. WrestleMania 29. In the same arena, MetLife Stadium. Oh, in the same arena, MetLife Stadium, as the way they are now. WrestleMania 29. Triple H took on Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred match. And what was the stipulation of that very same match? If Triple H was to lose, he would retire. Talk about irony. Talk about irony. You go back to MetLife Stadium. You have Triple H in the same match with the same stipulation. And I'm sorry, with the addition of Triple H's, if he loses, he has to retire stipulation, I feel like they've just given away the result to this one. Yes, I know some people may say, oh, well, Triple H could lose. I just don't see that happening. I just see Triple H winning. I see Triple H winning this match. So that's all I'm going to say about that match. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. We've got three more matches to go, guys. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Please, WWE. Please. 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 I will say this as loud as possible. Please. Take that championship off of Brock Lesnar. I don't care what kind of stupid shit you have planned for Saudi Arabia. Brock Lesnar should not be walking out of WrestleMania 35 as the Universal Champion. He should not be. I'll pray to the Lord above me right now that Brock Lesnar loses that championship. There is absolutely no reason for Brock Lesnar to be champion anymore. This guy needs to go back to UFC. The guy wants to wrestle Daniel Cormier or whatever his name is. He wants to battle him in the UFC. Let Brock do it. Seth Rollins needs to become the new Universal Champion. It needs to happen. We're all tired of Brock. We're all tired of Brock Lesnar. And it's time to burn down Suplex City for good. I want to pick Seth Rollins to win. But I just got that funny feeling they're going to go for Brock Lesnar. So, I am going to choose Brock Lesnar to win. I know. But I just got a feeling WWE, I've just got that feeling in my stomach that WWE is going to keep the belt on Brock Lesnar. So I'm going to be picking Brock Lesnar just in case. Just in case. If they do keep the belt on him. And if Seth Rollins does beat him, this is a prediction I don't mind getting wrong. Last two, guys. Last two. We've got two more to go before the end of this video, finally. Daniel Bryan taking on Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. Boy, oh boy. This match has a ton of potential. This match has a ton of potential. And this match needs to be the second last match on the card. Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston needs to be above the Universal Championship. I'm going to predict that Kofi Kingston is going to win. And I also like the idea, and this is something that my good friend King Schmidt mentioned. You could have the New Day come out to the New Day music, and you could have Kofi Kingston come out to his old theme song, SOS. I need to fly ya. That theme song, SOS. That sounds like a great idea. To me, that sounds like a brilliant idea. Having Big E and Xavier Woods come out to the New Day theme and Kofi coming out to his SOS theme. To me, I feel like that's a cool idea. So I'm going to be predicting Kofi Kingston to win. But I've just got that feeling in my gut. I just got that feeling that they may not put the title on Kingston. I've got that feeling they may pull the trigger on the New Day heel turn. I know the New Day breaking up has been a big thing, has been a big talking point. When are they going to break up? And I feel like when the New Day finally break up, whoever is the one that turns heel, which I'm predicting it'd probably be Big E, instant heel heat. It'll be instant heel heat because the New Day have been around since 2015. They've been a tag team for a long time. So whoever's the one that turns heel, which like I said will most likely be Big E, it'll be instant heel heat. And that is what is going to work so good for if the New Day do break up. But I don't want to see New Day break up, but I know all good things must come to an end. So I'm going to predict Kofi Kingston to win. And maybe a heel turn for Big E. Finally, guys, the main event. This is the main event. So that's why I'm talking about this last. the winner takes all triple threat match. Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey and SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Like I said, in a winner takes all. I know who everyone is going to be picking to win. Everybody will be predicting Becky Lynch to get the victory. Trust me, I want Becky Lynch to win too. I want Becky Lynch to win as well. But I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. And this is me telling my honest truth. Do you guys trust WWE to put the belt on Becky Lynch at WrestleMania? If you do, then, well, you must believe in miracles. I've got that funny feeling. I've just got that feeling Vince McMahon is not going to do it. I just got that funny feeling he's not going to do it to Becky Lynch. Just like I said with the Royal Rumble, I didn't see Becky Lynch being a part of the Royal Rumble. She ended up being in it. She ended up proving me wrong. I'm hoping WWE proved me wrong again, because I am going to apologize right now. I'm going to be predicting the obvious winner. No, not Ronda Rousey. I am going to be predicting the one person that no one wants to see win, and that is Charlotte Flair. I'm sorry. I just see it. I just see Vince McMahon doing Charlotte instead of Becky. To create history, he must have his girl, Charlotte Flair, to be a part of the one that creates that history. Maybe Charlotte Flair plays the role of a transitional champion. Maybe she wins it at WrestleMania, and in the next pay-per-view, she drops it to Becky Lynch. Who knows? So yeah, I'm predicting Charlotte Flair to be the winner that takes all in the triple threat. That's my prediction. I'm sorry. I just got that funny feeling that Vince McMahon is going to go with Charlotte instead of Becky. Holy cow, man. Holy cow, man. This was a long predictions video. Holy moly, man. This is why I don't like so many matches on the match card. Because I don't want to spend too long on my videos. So, that's everything, guys. Oh my god. It's so hot. It's so hot here right now. So anyway, that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy my predictions, and I hope you stuck with me throughout the entire video. Hit that thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Comment your opinions down below. Who do you think is going to win every match? Do you agree with what do you agree with the things I said as well? And be sure to subscribe as well, guys. Be sure to subscribe as well for more videos like this. For more videos. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I'll see you all tomorrow for WrestleMania.